Hello friends, my name is Diva Darayheni and in this video I would like to share my understanding of teaching English to young learners or TEYL based on what I have learned during the last 7 weeks. In this presentation, I will explain the principles of TEYL, the approaches and methods how to teach English skills to young learners, the use of games, songs and stories, and finally some issues of TEYL in Indonesia. Let's begin. Principle of the EYL. First, let's talk about the principles of teaching English to young learners. Young learners are children between approximately 5 and 12 years old. They learn differently from adults because they have shorter attention spans and they enjoy learning through fun and meaningful activities. And there are several important keys in TEYL. First, learning should be enjoyable and interesting because children learn better when they are happy and motivated. Yeah, they can enjoy the learning activity because it's depend of on the teacher. Yeah, when teacher can create some enjoy environment and then they try to follow the rules. And the second, the teacher should create a safe and supportive classroom where students feel confident to practice. And uh, why we have to build a confident environment? Because they can create a good and enjoy learning activity when teacher can um, collaborate learning activity with them. And the third, learning should be active instead of only listening to explanation. Children should move and then sing a song or playing a game and communicate with others. And finally, teachers should use simple language repetition. And we have to visualize give a visual materials to help students understand English naturally, like a worksheet or some media to help them learn in their stage. And then approaches and methods. Next, I will explain some approaches and methods used in TEYL. One of popular approaches is the communication language teaching approach. As I know, this approach encourages students to use English for real communication instead of only memorizing grammar. It's kind of natural way for them to learning English in the stage. And then another method is total physical response or TPR. In this method, students respond to the teacher's instruction through physical movement. For example, when the teacher says stand up, and then they try to follow the rules and then sit down or touch your head. Students perform the actions, and this makes learning more enjoyable and easier to remember. For the next, teachers can also use task-based learning, where students complete simple tasks using English. They try to answer the question. They try to complete the question. The most important thing is choosing method that match children's characteristics and learning needs. For the next, teaching English skill. Now let's discuss how to teach the four English skill. For listening, teachers can use songs, video, short conversation, or simple stories that make them improve learning listening skills based on the of audio visual language. For speaking, students should be encouraged to practice through dialogues, role play, greetings, and classroom conversation without being afraid of making mistakes. And for reading, teachers should begin with simple words, yeah, colorful picture books, and short text that match children levels. Can match children's level because reading also we have to know the stage of the children, and then reading also help the stage to um, build confidence of the children. For the writing, students can start by tracing letters, yeah, completing sentences, labeling pictures, and writing simple paragraphs step by step. And then games, song, and stories. Games make learning enjoyable while improving vocabulary, communication, teamwork, and motivation. For example, teachers can use guessing games, matching games, or word competitions. And then song also helps students improve pronunciation, yeah, vocabulary, listening skills, and memorizing, I guess, because songs is very helpful when children try to memorize some um, abstract abstract vocabulary they never know before, and then we try to analyze deeply about it. Stories encourage imagination and help students learn new vocabulary in meaningful context. And these activities create a positive classroom atmosphere where children feel excited to learn English. And then issues of TEYL in Indonesia. Although TEYL has many benefits, there are several challenges in Indonesia. First, not every school has enough learning resources, yeah, such as English books, multimedia or attractive teaching materials. Second, some teachers still focus too much on grammar and traditional instead of communication. Some teacher also focus too much on grammar and tradition instead of communication directly. And the third, students have different English backgrounds because some children have learned English since kindergarten, while others are complete beginners. In addition, to overcome these challenges, teachers should continue improving their teaching skills, use creative learning activities, and create enjoyable classroom environments. Based on my own experience during teaching practice, I found that children become more active and confident when learning activities include games and song. For example, when I tell vocabulary using pictures, cards, or a worksheet, simple games, students were more enthusiastic and remembered the new words more easily than I only explained the vocabulary, and this experience showed me that enjoyable learning activities can improve student motivation and participation. For the conclusion, teaching English to young learners requires creativity, patience, and understanding of children's characteristics. Teachers should apply appropriate principles, use suitable teaching methods, integrate the four language skills as we mentioned before, and make learning enjoyable through games, songs, and stories. Okay, that's all from me. Thanks for your kind attention. Bye.